Hello. Today I'm actually going to make something savory rather than sweet. Today's Wednesday. Usually I save this for Thursday, but I haven't been on in a while and I've been being asked by my friends, how come you haven't made a video? Well, since then I've acquired some new friends and young friends, just starting out in married life and stuff like that. So her husband is really into cooking and everything like that, so I told her that I would do a roasted chicken video. So here is my roasted chicken video. I have a full bird in here, okay? And what you want to do is you want to make sure that it's completely thawed if you had it in the freezer. And then after you take the wrapping off and take all the gibbles out of it and everything like that, if you rinse your bird, fine. If you don't, that's fine too. I always rinse my chicken. I don't know why, but I just do. Anyway, but if you're going to do that, you need to dry it thoroughly with paper towels, as I have done. So let me just show you what I do. These were whole at one time, and I just patted the whole thing dry like this all over the place, and then even inside the cavity I blotted out the water. Okay, so usually the night before, although that's not how I'm showing it to you right now because it was thawing in the refrigerator, and if I don't make it today, we're not going to have dinner tonight. So, but what you're going to want to do is prepare this chicken the night before. Stick it in the refrigerator, uncovered, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sprinkle really good and dark, you can see, olive oil on this chicken right here. And I will show you what I'm doing in a sec. Okay? So, I poured that all over, and now I just want to rub it in. Alright? And it doesn't matter where it goes, or, you know, whatever. Just make sure that there's plenty on the bird. Underside as well. Just put some in there, and the weight of the chicken will distribute the oil. Just kind of mush it around a little bit, and there you go. Done. Okay? Making sure that it's on there. Alright, great. Wipe your hands. You want to make sure that this chicken is thoroughly seasoned. Alright? Because it's going to roast for a really long time. So don't be afraid to use your salt and your pepper. I always use sea salt. This is sea salt. You want to make sure to put generous coating of sea salt all over this. And if you can, put some in the cavity of the bird. So I'm going to do that by so I grated some salt on my kitchen cabinet, and I'm just gonna rub it in there. Okay, awesome. Now wash your hands from all that oil. You're gonna wash your hands a lot in this recipe because you're constantly touching that chicken. So, and then you've got cleanup after this one. All right, and pepper, ground pepper. Okay, ground pepper, generous coating of ground pepper, very generous. At that cavity as well. Make sure you have a sprinkling of pepper everywhere. Okay, don't be afraid. Awesome. Now, these are fresh rosemary sprigs from my very own garden, but not everybody grows things like that. And you just want to stick them in the cavity. You want to take a full lemon, cut it in half, and then cut those two bumpy things off. They are the two ends. They look like this. Cut those off, okay? Because it gets crowded in here. So you just want to just stick it in, just pack it all in. One on each side if you can do it. Don't be afraid, just pack it in. Alright, and then you have a half of an onion. Nothing tastes better than, and smells better in your home than an onion cooking. So what I'm going to do is cut that again in half, so it's a quarter. Just so that it'll fit in a little bit better, okay? And then what you want to do, like I said, is refrigerate this bird. However, that is not going to be the case. I'm thinking maybe just, I don't know how they expect you to get a whole, just get as much onion in as possible, okay? Just shove as much onion in as possible. Yeah, it works better when it's in smaller pieces. So if you have to cut your onion, cut it. Okay, awesome. Now, you want to rinse again because we're going to get some garlic cloves in here. So hang on. Alright, 3 garlic cloves, just lightly smashed. Doesn't have to be mutilated, just very lightly smashed. And as you can see, it's very lightly smashed right there. Stick them in. Okay, and then, like I said, what you want to do is stick this in the refrigerator overnight, okay? Obviously, we cannot do that. Now, let me talk to you about how it's roasting. First of all, you want to preheat an oven between 425 and 450 degrees. So I have mine set at 435. The last time I made this, I cooked it, I roasted it for a little over an hour, and it was not done through and through when I started taking it apart. So I am going to start with an hour and a half roasting time and go longer if I have to. So if it's in there for 2 hours, that's totally fine, okay? Now, while it's roasting, you need to baste this chicken because you're roasting it uncovered. You need to baste this chicken every 15 minutes, okay? And I'm going to demonstrate how I do that. I get a tablespoon-sized spoon from the drawer, or any other spoon that you have that can scoop up a larger amount of fluid without spilling all over the place. I don't recommend the turkey baster because not enough fluid comes out for that type of usage. Because if you notice, I did not say put water in here. So there is no water. This is it. And the only juices that cook out are the oil that you put on it, and juices from the fat, and juices from all the goodies that you put inside that cavity. So this is what I do. So while it's roasting, okay, while it's roasting, I will pull it out of the oven and I'll scoot it all the way up to the top so that I can get the fluid. with a pot holder, I tip it over just a little bit, you know, getting the fluid and pouring it all over, even the legs, even through that cavity, on the leg, on the breast meat, all over until it's sufficiently basted. Then move it back over to the center of the pan, you know, and with a pot holder, obviously, place it back, shut the door, let it roast some more for another 15 minutes. And you do this every 15 minutes until your bird is done. I promise you, this will be the best chicken you've ever had. So, I'm going to place mine in the oven now and baste it, like I told you, every 15 minutes. And I will see you back here in at least an hour and a half. Okay, so I am about 25 minutes in to the first hour and a half. As a matter of fact, I have 1 hour and 2 minutes on my timer. So what I just did was I basted for the first time, and you will notice that when you start doing that, there's not a whole lot of juices yet, because after all, you just put your bird in, you know, not too long ago. But I did manage to get a little bit, and I poured it all over. So what that is the, like I said, it's the fat, it's the olive oil, and juices from all the things you stuffed in the cavity, and just basic juices from the bird. And all of those are salted now because of the generous amount of salt that you put on your bird. So basically you're just basting with all that goodness that you put in that pan. And just keep roasting, keep baking, keep roasting, keep baking until your bird is done. And I will show you what that looks like at the end of my roasting time. Okay, so I just basted my, I was going to say turkey, my chicken again. And this time now there's a lot of juice, a lot of juices coming out. So I had ample amount to do. One thing about the oven, it is a hot oven. We're not roasting this at a mild oven like 350. We're doing it at a really high temperature in the 400s. My oven started to smoke, so I took my temperature down from 435 to 430. And during this second basting, I actually took my pan out, set it on my stove, and with a pot holder did that thing that I showed you to baste it, and then stuck it back in. So there is 40 more minutes left on my hour and a half time. So by the looks of it, I'm thinking I'm going to go another half an hour. But at the end of 40 minutes, we will come back and we will see how it looks. Okay, we are at the end of my first hour and a half. And I just wanted to show you what this looks like. It's absolutely beautiful. There you go. Isn't that great? So I'm just going to baste it like how I showed you. There's plenty of juices now to just pour over this bird like that. Fabulous. Smells awesome. Gonna taste even better. The pan is very hot, so you want to be really careful. Just continue to baste, right? This is what makes this skin so golden brown. Now, even though it looks really wonderful and done, and as I am sure parts are, I am still going to stick this in, starting with 20 minutes. Okay? I'm going to look at it, probably baste it some more, and then if I think it needs another 10 minutes, I will do another 10 minutes. Okay? Okay, and this is what it looks like. It's so fabulous. Now, those goodies that you stuck inside here, they just come out, so don't worry about that. Very, very, very crispy bird right here. Very crispy, very done, very hot. Okay? And I can assure you that this tastes as good as it looks. I can assure you that. So, this is tonight's dinner. It's too hot to taste, otherwise I would, but trust me when I tell you that this is really good. And you just cut off the parts, you know, here's your wings, here's your leg and thigh, here's your breast meat, and you just carve this bird the way you would, you know, any other bird, any other whole bird. So anyway, this is tonight's dinner that I am also going to make with confetti corn. And that's what we're having this evening. So anyway, I hope you try this because it's fabulous. You could turn the rest of this bird also into chicken noodle soup or chicken salad for chicken salad sandwiches, or just chicken salad on top of a green salad, or lunch for, you know, leftover lunch or whatever. So anyway, I hope you try this. It's really delicious, and I will see you next time. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my videos, and until next time.